Okay, guys, we're going to start doing the narrative essay, and we're going to start doing the narrative essay. I know this is a bit different than from the rhetorical analysis, but that would have been a difficult project to do over this online situation we have now. And so the last two assignments are going to be, the first is going to be the narrative, and the secondly is going to be the descriptive. And both are straightforward, and the design is pretty much, it's easy to follow. So these two assignments will be a little bit easier for you guys to do in an online situation. And so guys, narration. It tells a story, and it tells a story by presenting the events in a logical and orderly sequence. Meaning this, guys. First, this happened. Second, this happened. Third, this happened. Fourth, this happened. And another way to look at it, guys, would be this. Is that first, this happened, and then before the second thing, guys, that's when you're cutting to that commercial break if you're watching a sitcom. Because even a sitcom is going to have some measure of some kind of narration. It's going to tell a story of some kind. You're going to have your characters are going to be doing things. And so that's what's meant by this, these things happen. That people are doing things. And so there's going to be all kinds of wild and crazy things happening in your essays. And so one of the first things to do, guys, is to pick a topic. And it doesn't have to be from the list. Any story will work as long as it is maybe as much as 2 pages. But I'm looking at most of the essays I've received in the past are about a page and a half is probably closer to the length. And think of a topic that grabs your attention. And two guys, this can be something that's can be funny, it can be serious, it can be something that actually happened. Or guys, it can be something that you can kind of, in a sense, make up. And in a sense, guys, that's what a sitcom is. It is something that's not true. This is something that a group of writers produce. And so that's one option you guys can do. If you want to make up something for this, go for it. Some students instead go for something that's wait for this thing to open up here. But they choose something maybe they've experienced or something like that, and eventually some point this is going to open up. Later on that semester, there we go. Narrative essay topics, and we have here a memorable wedding or funeral. I've actually had a wedding done before, and one of them is told from the bride's perspective. 1 minute of a football game, I've had that done. There's all kinds of different things here. A frightening experience, a memorable journey. Maybe you've been to a unique place, and that place is it was kind of cool. You did a lot of really neat things, and I remember many years ago I lived in Europe, and I went to a lot of different places. I went to Italy, I went to Rome, I spent some time in Germany, I spent some time in England. So that would be a memorable journey here. And there's so many things here that would fit. An experience that led to renewed faith. I've had that before. And I've had some stuff about, let me see here. Oh, a vacation trip. And this can be something about an actual vacation trip that you took. Or it can be one that you would like to take. And you're going to talk about the different things or the different actions you do at, say, at different points in that vacation trip. If you're going to city A, if you're going to Amarillo, okay, what are you doing there? If you're going to, say, Corpus Christi, what are you doing there? So that's that. I've had a traffic accident done before, and there's so this thing. Okay, that's okay. That's the bottom of the page. But there's all kinds of things you can do with this. All kinds of different. This is just one of the topic lists, and a lot of things can fit into what a narrative is. And there's, like I said, guys, there is the narrative essay here, and I'm going to click on this, and it's going to eventually show up here. And there's going to be different topics here, and you can choose whichever topic list you want to go from. So there is that. First thing is find something that grabs your attention. And so the point here, guys, and I mean the point, is to get started. Just do something. Do anything. And I would say here, guys, just to be funny about it, but just keep whatever you're doing legal. And point, guys, is just to get started with this. Brainstorm for a little bit. And it may be helpful to think of your topic as having a beginning, middle, and end. And two, with this little section here, guys, beginning, middle, and end, these things right here could organize your paragraphs, because get this right. Beginning could be your first body paragraph. That's be the beginning. The middle would be your middle paragraph, and the end would be your last body paragraph. Another way to organize this would be this. You can look at this thing as being event 1, whatever event 1 is. And that could be, say, your first body paragraph. And then event 2, whatever event 2 is. And you can have, say, a number of different events. You could have, say, 5 different events. And the thing is, considering the length of this essay, the length of each paragraph is then going to be relatively short. So think about that in context of what you're doing here. And include enough details to make your story real. And the last thing is, guys, keep the narrative in chronological order. And the thing is, guys, that's going to make it easier on your reader. Yes, I know there can be a backstory issue here. Yes, I know that. But for something like, for this length of an assignment, I would say kind of stick with this thing in a simpler fashion. So keep the narrative in chronological order. What happened first, what happened second, what happened third, what happened fourth. And that way, guys, you keep things organized. And so, guys, that's really about it with the narratives. Like I said, guys, you can look at TV, any kind of sitcom, as far as I know, is going to do something like this, guys. You can watch Home Improvement. And I've used that particular show as an example of this before. So that's it, guys.